So I'd like to begin this evening by welcoming you all, and it's wonderful to see you here. It's wonderful to be here as well from Narrogin. We are excited about this exhibition. The youth were so happy on the bus trip up. They were laughing and giggling all the way up, and being an adult you wanted to say shush, but you couldn't because you knew how much they were excited about what they were going to be a part of. They wanted to ensure that the workshop made a difference, and so they worked with Oxfam to come together with the Close the Gap celebration. And so they have been working hard to make changes in Narrogin. Through small means, great things come to pass, and that's what they've been doing, just slow, small steps as youth to bring changes in Narrogin. And we'd like to acknowledge Oxfam for the work that they've done in Narrogin to ensure that our youth get a chance to make something of themselves or to come to know themselves better and know of their value.
So do you think you're going to continue to do photography?
Yep.
Yeah, why?
Because it's fun. Get to meet new people.
Members of Parliament can get quite isolated from the kind of realities that young Aboriginal people in Narrogin are actually experiencing. So bringing the exhibition here is a great way to bring that story right into people's awareness.
The exhibition 3 years later, seeing the kids and seeing the wonderful images of the exhibition is just the best thing to see the renewal, the hope, the excitement, the energy, and really these kids have sort of been able to capture the future of Narrogin. I had great opportunity to talk with a couple of people who work for the local government authority down there about the reconciliation plan that's first in Australia. So there's been some fantastic things that have come out of that dreadful situation, and I think that if at the end of the day what we see today being the the new life that's coming out of the work that the kids are doing and that the community is doing, I think that's a great outcome in the long run for that situation.
Aboriginal people has been a wonderful, heartfelt experience. The communities right across the state, to ensure that we're all rowing in the same direction, to ensure that we do identify those issues that exist and continue to exist, those barriers that continue to exist for Aboriginal people, so that we can remove those barriers and provide lifelong career and personal opportunities for Aboriginal people throughout Western Australia. And that's why this project fits so perfectly into that area. I walked around here today and seen these wonderful smiling faces from the youth of Narrogin. The Narrogin Youth Photo Exhibition is a perfect example of that. To the boys and girls, to the young men and women who have taken these photos, you should, I give you credit. I commend you. I say some of these photos are wonderful. They're bold, they're energetic, they're beautiful, and they represent exactly what you're about.
Well, a bit of surprise how they turned out.
Yeah?
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. And I think some of the comments they said, so it was interesting. So
we're also here to mark Closing the Gap Day, and that's a very important day to mark. Whether you look at income, whether you look at education, housing, asthma, diabetes, life expectancy, wherever you look, you see a huge and unfair gap between the circumstances of Aboriginal people and the circumstances of non-Aboriginal people in this country. It is the most fundamental social division, the most fundamental example of unfairness that we have in our West Australian society. And it has got to be a priority for us to work together as well as we can to close that gap in those circumstances.
At school, we didn't feel safe. And if trouble started and an Aboriginal student wasn't involved, they never got the chance to tell their side of the story. But we're always the ones who were punished. There are 750 students at the school. 54 of them are Aboriginal. We were told that we weren't allowed to walk around the school in a group. even a small group, because the other 700 students and staff might feel intimidated. We were only young people who was going to speak up for us. Tap, tap, tap. Suddenly parents were requesting meetings with the school to make us feel safe.
We have been able to see young offenders who became offenders because of the suicides, because the adults were busy consoling themselves and the youth weren't able to go to anyone. And they actually turned to a life of crimes. The crime rate rose like this for youth, for Aboriginal youth. One of the participants of the workshop came out of a remand centre and participated in the workshop. He didn't come tonight because he's got school tomorrow. It's fantastic. But he has changed his attitude so much since that workshop. And he was able to attend the school board, which is on good behaviour. He's never had good behaviour before, and he was so proud of it. And his aunties went out and bought him whatever he wanted for that ball so that he could attend and feel proud of himself. But that was a result, we believe, of the workshop that took place.
Now let me tell you about my heroin. 4 years ago, my mother was intentionally run over. She spent 3 months in a private hospital and then transferred to Moriditj Hospital. My mother would never be able to walk again without the assistance of crutches, as her hip is broken in 6 different places. 4 years ago, I became my mother's main carer. Every night she cries because of the pain, but every morning I hear the the tap of her crutches as she prepares herself to go out and help the people. My mum is my heroine. I wish there were more heroes and heroines who would come and help the Aboriginal community of Moriditj. Are you willing to be a hero or heroine?
Well, it's pretty powerful, and I think that people need to remember that this was the night that kids came up to Parliament House, met a whole bunch of politicians and made them cry, and actually they probably heard for the first time.
Tonight was good and was great being here and looking at all the photos that have been taken from Moriditj.
So this is a big change that's happened, and we, Moriditj and Aboriginal Community Reference, are really grateful for what Oxfam's done to make sure that positive change happens in Moriditj. It's fantastic. We love the youth, and we're going to keep working with them because they're our change makers.
I'm going to take away the message that, you know, with a very small program such as this, not a lot of money's gone into the program, that you can achieve some amazing results.
I'm trying to make something out of nothing we got. I found a calling and embedded it in hip-hop. All of a sudden I catapulted my flow shock. Styles accumulated like bearer bonds in private stocks. That's hot, my music, I lived it. Transposed and gifted, manuscripted. My thoughts concealed, I got the next gen. Believing success is real, like street warriors told you. Real knows real, I heard that.
There's a story to every road you walk. There's a reason for every tale. Though the road is long, carrying on, and no matter how long the journey takes or what may be in there, though the road is long, you got to keep on carrying on.
Blood, fire, we got heat in this. Let the knowledge burn. One blood represent can only rep the streets that I roam from. Shadows I rose from can be so lonesome. Guess cactus over well these broken dreams, shattered like glass across these bleak streets. Thoughts deep, see, my mind elevates so freely. Success track ain't easy, believe me. Even dreams tend to seem like jobs. Like anything in life, you gotta work at it hard. There's no success for them lazy mobs. Will you achieve or will you be, or maybe you was? A hustler knows the game in the making, the price that we're staking, the prize for the taking. I hope this awakening can put your mind to use, cause win or lose, only you can choose, and that's the truth.